80s, we all remember them. Girl bands were riding high in the charts. Perms and clip-on earrings were all the rage. Let's have a look. The fashions were wacky. Oh, and baby Jamelia had just taken her first step. And let's not forget that Belinda Carlisle was top of the pops. Please welcome Belinda Carlisle. For joining us. You look amazing.
Thank you.
So gorgeous. I was hoping you'd come on and look slightly ragged, but no. Now, you've actually just released your greatest hits box set, but it's singles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 29 separate singles, individually packaged.
Wow.
I guess for the super fan, it's kind of a fun thing. And there's a lot of them. And there's B-sides, too.
Oh, really? And did you choose all your favourite ones? I mean, it must be very difficult to choose.
I don't even remember, actually.
Really?
There are songs in there that I don't even know that I actually ever did.
You don't remember recording?
No, I really don't. I don't. But I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I do remember and a lot of things I don't remember. So.
And you are actually going back on the road again,
yeah,
aren't you?
well, yeah, big tour, 2 weeks. 6 cities. I start on Saturday in Brighton and I end on the 10th in London.
So how long is it since you've actually toured now?
I toured last year.
I
like to go out for a few weeks at a time. I don't like slogging it out on the road anymore.
Do you go out as parties? Because there's massive 80s revival tours now, isn't there?
I
do you go out as part of them or still solo?
I do. I do a lot of festivals where it's just instant gratification and just do the hits for half an hour.
Now, do you wear the clothes, though?
No, I don't.
Why not? I remember you from the first time. The clothes were amazing.
Oh, my God. Some of the fashion was pretty funny.
Have you kept any of your old clothes?
I have kept some of it, yeah. I have some really good square dance dresses.
Oh, really?
That I used to wear on stage in the punk days that are actually great. Wow. But no, I don't wear them on stage. No.
Can I ask you a question? I read that you apparently when you met your husband, it was love at first sight, and you knew immediately there and then that you'd be together forever, and you have been up to now.
Yeah, well, we met at a party about 30 years ago, and 32 years ago, and he wasn't very nice to me the first time, and I was like, no one talks to me like that. Of course, that was a way to get me, is not being nice. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So I ran into him a couple days later. He asked me out. We went out. And I moved in the next day. And that was about 32 years ago. We've been together.
And the secret is to keeping the marriage alive? We
do have time apart. And I think that and actually, if you can have separate bedrooms, I think that that's a really good thing too. Because everybody needs their own space. And and he needs his space, I need my space. And the nature of my work, I have to travel. He does too. So there's time apart, but I think that it's good not to be together 24/7.
I agree.
Do you think you're hard to live with?
I think, yes. I'm not not the easiest person in the world, but neither is he. So.
Well, you admit to being very rebellious when you were younger.
I think my middle name is Contrary.
Really?
So I'm just contrary by nature.
So you've got the same middle name as Janet.
Yeah.
We've had a few nights out.
Yeah,
Wow.
we have had a few very wild nights out.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
But
Rollers were in or out? Rollers in?
we didn't wear rollers, did we?
You're just rolling around.
But it was quite a tumultuous kind of career, really. I mean, we saw you obviously always looking glamorous and like you were having a ball, but there was kind of a dark side behind the scenes.
Well,
wasn't
I think everybody has their their demons or their dark side or their shadow side. Yeah, I've been doing singing since I was 17. I had a book out about 5 years ago or so, and I talk about overcoming demons, of which I talk about addiction and alcoholism, and I struggled with that for 30 years until I was 47.
What about body image? You struggle with that too.
Oh yeah, I went through all that.
Because not only were you expected to look a certain way, but you imposed on yourself an unreal
standard,
goal.
an unrealistic standard. Now I don't really care. I'm
Now you don't have to.
No, I do care, but I'm not to the point where it doesn't run my life. Where it used to run my life. I'm having to be a certain size and look a certain way, and of course, pressure from the record company to, be photogenic.
And do you still see that today with young girls coming up in the business? Would you give them advice and say, look?
I'd say
still seems to be there.
I'd say to my young self, you're perfect the way you are.
Yeah. Oh,
What
have you said to your son? And what's it been like being a mother and having gone through all that and then seeing your son grow up?
Oh, my son! It's funny because my son is 23. He grew up in France, and of course, because I lived in France most of the time, and of course he wanted to go to LA as soon as he graduated, and he left on the first flight after his the prom, so he was out of there. So LA is a very difficult place to live, and for anybody, especially struggling with confidence, and I just say you're perfect the way you are,
Do you feel overprotective of him, knowing what the lifestyle is like?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Especially, and especially in LA, it's a tricky city. It's not like your normal city.
How's he doing?
It's not normal, huh?
How's he doing out there?
He's great. He's a big LGBT activist, and he does a lot of political work. He just ran for a city council at the age of 22 in West Hollywood. And he didn't win, but he did really well. And he's involved in city politics, and I'm sure he says he's going to be the first gay president.
Well, thank you so much
my pleasure.
for joining us today.
Thank you.
And again, your greatest hits singles box set is out now.
Singles box set, yeah.
Good luck with the tour.
Good luck with the tour. It's lovely to see you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for joining
see
us,
you.
Belinda Carlisle. News today that the first babies to be born from transplanted wombs in the UK could be as soon as 2017. It's likely to be offered to 10 women in the UK, available on the NHS. A good use of our money? Not all of us think so. We're chatting about that after this.